Knock, knock.
Hi.
Hi. I did corrections on my project, and I was just wondering if that's on the...
So this is the number of births?
Yeah, per million.
Okay. Now technically birth rate, but okay, so per million. This is change in population.
Yeah, that's
scale
from the
of
original
millions.
project too, and then this is the birth rate curve. I wanted to get the full outline of what the curve was.
Okay.
And so I found the equation, I typed out the zeros for the problem, and I gave the whole spectrum of it.
Okay.
And do you want us to put like maybe a shaded region for 120 to...
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're only going to integrate here from 120 to 200 or so, then you need to, I mean, you need to show that if that's what your integrates to those. Okay.
Okay.
So this curve isn't going to be just a subtraction of these two lines, though, right?
Yeah, that curve is the subtraction of those two lines,
Okay,
and then
looks
integrated.
Oh, and then integrated.
Yeah.
Okay, so you found the linear function and you integrated. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
right. But again, what you're looking for is the area between these two curves. So realize that this function, while this is the antiderivative, you're looking for specifically not the shaded region here, you're looking for the value at upper limit minus the value at lower limit. This is going to be a definite integral.
yeah.
So you're going to take a point here and subtract a point here, however it turns out. Okay,
Yeah.
depending upon what our number's there. Okay. So yeah, you'll look at the subtraction of those two and look, but again, you're going to be looking specifically at the area between these two curves. So I think rather than look at this necessarily, you should probably take these two curves, put them down, show the area between them, and then show your limits of integration. Because I mean, this curve is nice, but ultimately it's sort of an artifact of integrating a linear function. We're not using this curve for anything, we're just using it to evaluate the space between these.
Okay, so like subtract these two and then...
yeah, or even, I mean, I would graph the two of these on the same plane and then show, because I mean, you'll end up with something. This line, we've got that line, we've got 1910 through 2000. So what we're looking for is that area.
Oh, that area.
Okay, because we're going to take the difference of the two functions, and then we're going to look at as much of the space between them as we can and add that up over the largest possible. So my guess is you're looking at about 1910 or 1960, whatever it is for your birth rates. Okay, that's the area we're going to look at. Now this function tells us that, because if I plug in 2000 and 1910 and subtract the two numbers, I get that area because of the way the accumulation function works. Okay, but we're not looking at this function per se. Okay, we're not concerned about this function. We're not going to use this function to determine what the value is or anything else. But we could turn this into a specific one and look at the differences relative to 1910 or something like that. And just subtract the value of 1910 and show the curve like that.
Okay.
But that's the area we're interested in.
Okay, so just like, so the integral from like starting point to end point.
Right,
and
from 1910 to 2000 or whatever your data for the birth rates.
And the formula that I get from subtracting the two functions?
Right.
Cool.
Because we're looking at the difference of births versus population change.
Alright. And then you'll also want us to know which one's the max, or like the highest point.
Right, I talked about where they...
And the lowest point.
Yeah, and since you're using linear functions, that's going to be just the endpoints. I mean, they're either going to be closer at one end or further away at one end. That's... But because some people are using exponential, some people are being like y to the 6th. There's a lot of curves fitting through the data.
And then how long do you want our essays to be?
Again, they're relatively specific questions. I mean, there's which one's max, which one's min, and what does it represent when you found that integral. So I mean, that's a couple of statements of where it's largest, and then about a paragraph explaining what they represent.
Okay. Okay. I'll see you at 1:30. Yeah. Not much.